This is a
Squad.
That ball is belted. Welcome in Carlos Gomez. Hello. Goodbye. Ay, 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 ay.
Prescott down the middle. Butler makes a move.
Oh man, yeah. We rocking now for real. Yeah. BS3 Sports. Okay, sports news, get it first when you're getting off of work. Even when you're at work, acting like you're working hard when you're hardly working. I'm a maverick like Dirk, getting Franklin's like Kirk. Hold up, boy. X-Squad, you don't know them boys? Being talking facts on every topic. Overall, we just talking noise, just being boys. Covering Texas sports in them tall heels. That with the fake pass over to Elliott. Better guard your grills like a car for real. Yeah, Cowboys gonna bring a bowl back, Lord, will it? Yeah, Mavericks gonna bring a ring back with Mark in it. We live sports, we talk sports, we dream sports, we eat sports. The teacher about to teach the course. Welcome to BS3 Sports. Ay, 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 ay. Gross. Oh, man, yeah.
Welcome to the BS3 Sports Show special edition. Today we will be interviewing Author LeaTheWriter. She has a book that's going to be coming out very soon called Diary of An Unorthodox GEMini. Also, we'll be talking some breaking news in sports from today and from yesterday. So appreciate everybody for tuning in to the show right here on X Squad Radio. Shout out to Melvin in the building early. Shout out to Said Galloway in the building. Thank you guys for tuning in. So we got a great show planned for today. Like I said, interviewing the author, LeaTheWriter. Also, shout out to my fam over at the No Phony Podcast Network. Appreciate the support there. But let's get right into it, man. We got some breaking news just being released as the show was getting ready to start. Some breaking news just getting ready, just released. Zion Williamson has signed a shoe deal. No, it's not with Nike. No, it wasn't with Reebok. No, it wasn't with Puma. No, it's not with Adidas. But he signed a multi-year deal with Jordan Brand. With Jordan Brand. Shout out to Zion. The kid's going to be amazing. No doubt about it. He's going to be amazing. It depends on the level that he's going to be amazing, but he's going to be good on a lot of fronts. But he signs with Jordan. That is huge. That's huge for the Jordan Brand. That's huge for Zion. And you have somebody who is a superstar that's going to be linking up with the greatest of all time in Jordan. So he just signed the deal that just happened recently. I'm excited for it. And I think this kid is going to blaze the NBA. People say they don't know what position he should be playing or what he's going to do, but just he's going to be good. That's all you really got to say. The kid's going to be good. It's always, like I said, what level of good is he going to be? So other news breaking today, the Cowboys will be releasing wide receiver Allen Hurns. This one kind of caught me off guard. You know, he had that horrific injury that happened at the end of last year, and the Cowboys are going to cut him. They wanted to have him at a lesser contract. They wanted to have him at a lesser contract, but he's going to test free agent waters. And you got to respect the guy for that. He wants to test the waters. He wants to see what he's going to be able to get out there in the market. And, you know, you can't hate on a guy for wanting to test it and see how it goes. Could backfire, could work out. You really just never know. But he's betting on himself. So the Cowboys will not have Allen Hurns on the roster, it looks like, going into this next season, which that caught me off guard. Wasn't expecting to see that, especially the way he got injured. I thought that they would have brought him back. But, that just tells you that it's a business. It's a business. We continue to learn this year after year after year, if we haven't already, that it's a business at the end of the day. So normally today would be the Dope Music Podcast, but we're doing a special BS3 Sports Show. Coming up on the show in about 5 minutes, Leah the writer, she has a book that's going to be coming out called Diary of an Unorthodox GEMini. Also, we'll be talking about other topics with her as well. Cowboys are still the most valuable sports franchise. Even though they haven't won anything in a while, they're still the most valuable franchise. And that just goes to tell you that it's not really about wins. It's about how you market the team. And they have been marketed very well throughout the entirety of Jerry Jones owning, and he's great. He's a master marketer and business person when it comes down to these Cowboys. So cannot doubt that at all. Shout out to Mo Cheese in the building. Thank you for tuning in. Man out there working, doing his thing. Also, Amari Cooper says that he is not rushing to reach a new deal. He is waiting on the top wide receiver market to raise. And I'm not surprised about this because there's guys out there that are going to be getting top money. There are guys out there that are going to be getting top money. Prime example, Michael Thomas is going to get 18 to 19 million per year. 18 to 19 million per year for Michael Thomas of the Saints. Now, is Amari Cooper in that conversation? I would say no. I don't know, 18 to 19 million to me seems like a lot. But, it's how the Cowboys feel about Amari Cooper is what it comes down to. But he's going to be at camp. I'm assuming Zeke's going to be at camp. Camp starts this week on the 26th, I believe. So it was going to come to this sooner or later. It was going to come to this moment where these young guys that you have on your roster, you're going to have to figure out if you're going to sign them or if you're going to release them. But you have a huge decision that you have to make. And you cannot keep these guys forever. That's impossible. You can't keep the kids forever. They're only here for a certain amount of time. Or if you decide that you want to extend them. But it's an interesting dynamic because you have Amari Cooper that came in just last year. You also have Zeke, who's been here since the beginning. You have Dak, who's been here since the beginning. And Dak, frankly, Dak does not make a lot of money. The backup quarterbacks on the Cowboys roster make a little bit less than he does. So how frustrating is that for him? He was drafted in the 4th round. So you do have to factor that in. Shout out to my pops. Thank you for tuning in. Just a note on Julio. He can't officially get extended or get a new contract until 1 year from the day he signed his deal last year. I think it's a done deal, just waiting on the deadline. I agree. You cannot allow Julio Jones to not be a member of the Falcons. You can't do that. To me, he's the best in the game. He's the best in the game. So you cannot allow him to walk away like nothing ever happened. But it's very difficult to pay guys and to get guys and have them on your team for a long period of time. It's difficult to do. And we got our guest on the line, none other than Leah, the writer. Thank you for coming on the show today.
How are you? Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. No problem. You have a book that's going to be coming out very soon entitled Diary of an Unorthodox GEMini. That's going to be coming out. I want to commend you, first of all, on writing a book. There's not very many people that say they have done that or that have, stuck in there and did it. And to everybody out there in the chat room, because it's a very interactive show. So if you guys have any questions, feel free and put those in the chat room as we're going throughout the interview. But I got to ask you, how did you come up with the title of the book?
It was actually super, it was just super natural. It just fit. Because that's how I feel in real life. I'm a very unorthodox Gemini. And these, all of these writings and all of the poems are literally from my personal diary. So it was just me being completely transparent. And, I've always felt unorthodox. I've always been unorthodox, but I never embraced it. So with the book and everything, I just embraced, who I really am and just took it and ran with it.
Yeah, and I think transparency is good, especially when you're writing, because then people get to really see who you are. People get to really see who Leah the writer is and what her thoughts are, what her personality is. So I definitely think that's amazing that even, first of all, that you were able to do that and even brave enough to do it. Being an author is not.
Thank you so much.
It's not easy. Yeah, you're welcome. You're definitely welcome. It's not easy to do. So the title of the book, Diary of an Unorthodox Gemini. How long did it take you to write the book, or how long in writing?
I've been writing since about 2007. But the poems anywhere from like 2013 to current day. Okay. So that's about the range. But each poem has a date at the bottom, so you're able to kind of calculate the journey with me. And you're able to see, where I was at in 2013 with certain things. And then you also get to see in 2015 and 16 where I was with similar things and how much I've evolved in 2018 and 19 with those similar things or things that are kind of close,
Yeah. Yeah, and talk about some of the topics in the book that you wrote, and we have Leah the writer on the line, but talk about some of the topics.
Okay, I have like the widest range of topics for this book because I wanted it to be something that people could look to and look at my experiences and kind of learn from not only my experience but relate it to their own experience and see what they could take away from it. I have titles all the way from just being tired of your own current situations. I talk about elevation a great deal. I talk about losing everything. I talk about relationships. I talk about self-worth, self-sabotaging. Man, this book touches on anxiety and depression and generational curses. It just touches on a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and those are some powerful topics you just mentioned. I want to give a quick shout out to Kesey in the chat room. Thank you for jumping in. Like I said, if you